Today I am going to be doing Hinata Hyuga from Naruto. Where is it? Can you not find the image? I'm sorry, what now? Where is it? There it is. Here's the image I'm doing today. We are going to change the height to 252 and convert it. Okay, this is not a bad edit or a bad conversion. Okay. Guess what we can do is zoom all the way in here and start tracing this outline, outer edge outline like so. Just carefully. Okay. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm going to erase that because I don't like how that looks already. And we're just going to simply not think about anything while we do this. Does this go all the way across? I believe it does. By all the way across, I mean all the way to like there. Do this. Continue to work on this outline. We'll come back to inner outlines later. So why I'm doing Hinata? Well, because I did the Wheel of Fortune spinny thing, or whatever it's called, and it landed on Hinata. So we are doing Hinata from Naruto. Just edit it. It's not really much to do when editing. Well, it may not seem like there's much to do. There's actually a lot to do when it comes to editing things like this. Because the whole reason I edit things is to smoothen them out so there isn't like 5 million blocks going into the build. And that's how I prefer to build. Yes, I did start off doing pixel arts where I placed every single block it gave me. Like I didn't bother editing it, I didn't bother doing anything with it, I just left it. But I was finding those would take me like ages to finish, and I didn't want to spend 5 million hours working on a pixel art. By 5 million hours, I mean months, days. And I really did not want to do that. So I thought, why don't I edit things? Why don't I edit these down so there's less blocks that I have to place? So here I am, editing things, and I'm gonna go close my door real quick. Okay, I am back. I'm just going to come back to editing there. Start a little bit on that outline. As you see, I just did that, and that allows me to mark out. Just do get a lot of these like areas where I have to like double back on it. Like right there, I double back on that. Now, we're just going to do inner details. Like so. Let's come up here like this. Here, it's a lot harder to see exactly where you're placing. But you can also guess in some areas. Like, well, you don't want to guess completely. Sometimes you don't exactly have a choice. Sometimes you have to make a judgment on the outline. Like here, I made a mistake there, but it's not the end of the world. I can always go over that with the block I'm going to use for this area. And there is a bit of that like line like at the bottom. We're going to get rid of that because I do not like how it looks. And I thought this would be a little more detailed, but I think this won't be as long as a stream than all the other ones I've done. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll come back to that later. Still a lot. This side. Just follow the outline. And then we get here. I'm looking at my other computer and just so I can be with chat, and I'm very confused. It says I'm live, but like it's not. I think the stream has already been done. And it's only 8 minutes long, but see right there, I had to figure out if I want to go up one or start from there. Just do this little outline here. just, oh, made a mistake there, but it's fine. We can come back to that. Don't be afraid to make mistakes if you're trying to do this yourself. I make mistakes all the time, especially on my own stuff. So it is not the end of the world if you make a mistake. Just follow this outline until we get to the bottom. Oh my god, there is a lot of lines here. Okay. Just follow this line. Here I'm kind of guessing about where the outline sits, and sometimes it can be pretty obvious where it sits. Okay, mix the line a little more. And it's okay if you make mistakes like over here if the area is meant to be black or whatever block you want to make that. I make it black. The darker part of her hair is going to be black. And working on her face. I guess we kind of went to the face here. Guess we could do that. We're actually not going to be working on the face right now. Just do this. Made a bit of a mistake. Actually, that isn't going to be a mistake, is it? No, we can keep that there. This is part of it. You look at something thinking it was a mistake, and then when you realize you actually like it, let's see. We finished this side of everything, so I guess we can let's see. Why is Twitch being weird? Twitch on my other computer is being a bit weird. I'm trying to figure out this white. I think her jacket's supposed to be white. Actually got this one little line there to do. I think it's supposed to be a... Yeah, I'm gonna make it white. Like how it is set on, or how it looks like on my reference image on my phone. We are going to trace this area of shading. And here, this is just a straight diagonal line, almost straight diagonal line. Then everything in this area here, and it is be that same. See, I just made a mistake right there. I went over my black line with this light gray block here. And now we're actually going to make it look like that so it looks a little better. So it's a straight diagonal line. And with the white, first we're going to take out that line there. Go to our paint tool, do that, and it fills in everything that was this chiseled quartz block into block that's in my inventory. Oops. Went over that with white. And it looks like this area is a slightly different gray shade from a reference image. So I'm going to take, I guess I can take my clay and smooth it out with clay, see if that looks any good. And just very carefully staying inside these two black outlines because you don't want to cross over these. You just want to do this. Just smooth it out, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's still gray, but it's a slightly, it's like a different shade. And we're gonna come up here to where we have more shading. Come over here. See, we have more shading over here. So we just outline this with the gray block we use over here, not the clay. And just here. There's a little bit of thought into this, but it's not a lot. Because it's really helpful. There are some other editing softwares that, like there's one, I believe it's Pixel Stacker, where you don't really have to edit because it gives you a glass layer. You can just follow the glass layer. But I prefer editing because I like it and because it's kind of fun to see. It's more fun when you do it than having someone else do it. So we come over here, realize there's a bit of shading. Needs to get done over here. Now we are going to just take our bucket tool and just fill in all that clay over there. And just get rid of all these stray blocks. I call them strays because it's mainly a mismatch of different blocks over here. Right now we are working on this side of her jacket. Making this white. Paint bucket tool, we're going to fill in those three areas here. Sorry, just realizing that two people said stuff in chat and I didn't see them because Twitch was being a pain in my butt. So sorry, SLR8. Hi. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Well, that person isn't on here anymore, I don't think. Let me get rid of this line here because I don't want that line here. I do get, sometimes I get pixel arts to have that line. I think I've gotten a few. I think one of my Kakashi schematics that I did had that line at the bottom I had to get rid of. And I told you we'd come back to that area right there and get rid of that weird blockiness of that outline there. And just, actually we're going to go back to our light gray here and we're just going to do something like that. Just to have, oh, why did I, Why am I erasing that? That should be white concrete. Let's do this. And some outlines, like especially when you're doing black outlines on top of really dark areas, like areas that are like rather dark, like if it's obsidian area, it's hard to see exactly what it is you're doing. What was I saying? Here, smooth this out. We are almost done with this part of her jacket. We got this area over here too. Get rid of these random blocks that are not this white concrete block that I'm currently using to get rid of these blocks. Oop. I will fix that in a second. Sometimes when I like building, I like to or when I'm editing, sometimes I like to stay with my block until like I'm completely done. Or I usually do not fill things in like or smooth them out until all the outlines are completely finished. But now you can see the difference in this side that is edited versus this side over here that is not quite there. Like it still looks weird. I mean, it doesn't look weird, it just doesn't look as nice. So here we are going to work on the hair. Do we continue the face? I guess we could work on her, the other side of her hoodie jacket thing. And this is adult Hinata. At least because in Naruto, she had short hair. Yeah, let's continue work on her jacket / neck area. And we're going to trace over this black over here. That way we're actually going to fill in this area here just to get it over with. And because most of that is just one, and while it doesn't look like much has happened, you'd actually be surprised that a lot has happened with that area. Just come over, edit this. Just outlining. Sorry if I'm going quiet over here. Let's just follow these black lines here. Just come up and bucket tool it in. Just continue going up. Now we have a place where this outline of her face has somewhere to connect to. And there you go, that is her neck and bottom of her face done. So now we have this area here. It turns out most of this is actually shading. I'm going to get my birch. And I'm going to do this. And with my sand, I'm going to just come in here with sand. Just fill it in like so. And the same thing goes for over here. Just gonna go over these sandstone blocks with the birch, and beneath those birch, just fill it in with sand. Now we can take the bucket tool and just fill it in, and it changes all of those blocks to because I am a little zoomed out here, but as long as I can still see the blocks that needed to be edited or changed, I can still replace those with birch. And now her neck looks a lot smoother, and how I like it normally. Guess what we could do now is we could probably work on her. Oh wait, wrong block. Let me go back to our outline block and our white and do something like this so we can work on her headband that she wears around her neck, or around, I guess it's around her neck. Here like this. Okay. What we're actually going to do is we are going to outline this area before we go any further with our headband. That way there is a outline that we can kind of follow. Like this. Just do something like this. Let's do that. Do I like how that line's just super long like that? We'll see. We'll see. I think she has a bit of her hair right here. Bit of like a hair strand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do that. Come up like this. Yeah. There I had to kind of guess myself where that block was. What is that? Okay, that is part of her jacket. That is why it's a good thing to kind of like double check what it, so like zoom out and see what that is. And it appears that that is a bit of shading. So we're going to take our light gray and just casually get rid of, replace all these random blocks here with that. And with our darker gray, we're going to this. I just really know that our outline's not quite been fully hinged like that. And we're going to do that. That way most of the block is already changed for us. This. Just come up here. Anything more? Got the bottom of her headband / top of her shirt. See here, I'm making a lot of mistakes here. I'm making a lot of mistakes there. It's okay though. We're gonna come down here just at the bottom of her headband there. Just do that. And sometimes you might overlap like that just to get something good, and that happens. If that happens, you could either change one of them so that it doesn't do that, or you can just keep it like that and hope it looks good in the end. Obviously, you can change it later if you find it does not look good. But, oh, okay, I accidentally put black where there's supposed to be shading. Just follow this. Follow the shading. And there's these like buttons, not these buttons, but these, what are they called? Over here. They are the, not buttons, the designs on the headbands that they wear. Don't know exactly what they are. I guess they're just, they look like buttons, but they're not buttons, and it's confusing. They are not. Hi! Also, for the record, do not use my actual name. I'd prefer it if my real name is not used when talking in chat. So. Just do this and boom. And we can, what's here? We're actually going to replace these with a darker gray. For the sake of this. Infinite burst. Like your name, by the way. Going to choose this outline should be initially what these were, which is the cyan block here, and this is the only cyan block that is not blue, because everything else cyan, it has blue in it. Like that right there is the cyan wool, it's the cyan concrete powder, and then there's just cyan terracotta. So this is the only cyan block that's not actually cyan, or blue, I should say. I think this looks alright for now. So I'll do like this highlight right here with the snow. Since this is the majority of this is already snow, we might as well just use snow for this area here. Just, yeah, when something's already majority something, her hair, the only thing I'm going to change from its original tone is her hair. These areas here, while they are gray, they're actually blue in the original image. Like she has a very dark blue hair color. So trying to stay true to that. That's like gray concrete. And I guess we can make this back to the cyan, and we're going to do this. area here is going to be the cyan block here, like this. Just being careful, because you don't want to change something that wasn't meant to be changed. Like this. I think we almost got it. We've almost finished the what's the word? The logo. The village logo. Now we're gonna come over here. We're gonna go to this. It's like gray concrete powder. We're just going to take that paint tool that we just did and fill a lot of it in. One of the comments that just popped up is someone trying to get me to buy follows. Sorry, not follows. Followers. And viewers. And I kind of don't want to buy those because I want to be real. I want to have actual people watching my stuff and not, what's the word? Pretending that I have a lot of fans when I don't. I'm going to go back to this gray color and we're going to smooth that curve out there a little bit. And then we can continue back into changing these to the respective block I'm using for the lightest part of the take, which is Japanese for headband. At least in the manga, that's what they were saying it is. Yes. Now we have the headband completely done, as well as the neck and this part of her jacket. Let's come down here and work on this cross pattern here. The black, and we're going to basically outline here these like pattern on her shirt. Let's do that. So I don't think I've ever done a pixel art with this kind of pattern on it before, so I'm trying to make it look good also. Not making it look weird. we're almost done with this area here. I guess the only way to see if it truly looks good is to get rid of all these random blocks here. Let's come get with our light gray that I switched to and just kind of like smooth this out. Like this. Oh, hi, Satan. I'm gonna call you Satan. This is Hinata from Naruto. I do have another image of her, but I can't show on a Twitch because it's a bit, what's the word? Not safe for work. It's not exactly PG. Just fill these in with the concrete powder like I'm doing here. And thought I went past that, and then I remembered you can't go past. You can't go into this area where there was nothing there to begin with. Let's get this. Covered one of my lines. Sorry. Just fix that and continue with these. We're actually going to change look right there so it looks a little bit smoother. So, hey, is that black? Oh yes, it was. I thought it was gray, and I forgot to place a black block there. Oh, why do I keep getting rid of that outline? I mess up all the time when I'm editing these. If there's anything you want to know about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. Because I will answer questions. It's kind of the purpose I'm doing this is that I don't know if that area is supposed to be shade or no. It's a bit of I'm just going to do that. Does that look good? Yeah, I think it looks good. Still see the difference. Actually, no. We're going to get rid of that block there and move it down one like so. Now, let's I'm gonna come over here and work on the outlines over here. And we're going to just very carefully bring this all the way down to the... I would like to say ground, but we're not in the game. All the way down to the bottom of where I can no longer place blocks going more down. See, right now I'm kind of just guessing about where the outline is because all these blocks are gray or a version of stone or are all very close shades of each other. Just going to... Going to get rid of that one block there. And I'm going to outline this area here so I can... Wait, this is her hair, isn't it? Yes, it is. We're not going into her hair right now. We're working on her jacket. We will come back to the hair, but right now I want to focus on this area over here. So go on the other side. Because you do want this both sides of the jacket or hoodie, whatever it is she's wearing. This, fill it in with this block here. How do I need to stop going over that outline. Let's see. Just do that. And since this area is now can no longer need to be outlined with anything, we can just fill it straight with the white concrete block that I've been using as the main white block I used for the white on the other side. With our, did I use clay over there? Hold on, did I? Yes, I did. Making sure I use the same blocks, because it'll look weird if I don't. So, let's see. Is there anything else in the other shade? Yes, we still got a bit of shading to do. This area over here. Rid of these here. Now I can come over here and get all this stuff outlined and smoothed out with this light gray block. I think get rid of that one block there because it looked weird. Last week did Levi. I still have to do a little bit work on Levi. I still have to fill in his face because I didn't finish it last week. It's still up on Twitch if you want to go see the video. Spent almost a little over 4 hours on my latest stream that I did. That's up. Is that all the... I think we can go ahead and fill this in with white. Just use the bucket tool to fill in majority of that with white. I think what I'm going to do is this area here looks a bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this slightly so it looks less weird. There we go. I think that looks a little better. Where's the white? There it is. I could have also used the eyedrop tool that is underneath that bucket tool right there to have collected to get the block I want without having to search into that little, what's it called, inventory space right here. Get rid of all these blocks. I feel like I would have more to say if I'm like in a video call with someone. You can just talk about whatever while I edit this, while also explaining how I edit. Just have someone on like Discord with me just talking. I'm trying to figure out how I would do that. How to make that look a little better like that, and then something like that. Do I bring it up one and make this like that? Does that look better? I think that looks better. Let's see. Okay, we are kind of close to being done with her jacket. Okay. There's a bit of shading on the other side of this line here that we are going to do right now. It's not a lot, but there is a fair bit of it. There we go. I think that's all the shading we're going to do on this side of the line. Hopefully it still looks good. I might get rid of that if I find it looks weird later. It might look weird later. I do a lot of things and realize I don't like it and change it back to what it was before I changed it. Not look good right there. Don't think we need to go down so low right there. Just come up with this. I think we'll keep it. What the hell? Okay. Put that black block there. Keep getting rid of the outline. Why do I keep getting rid of the outline? I feel like I mess up more like on a stream than I do when I'm not. I don't know, it's just because I'm having to actually physically show people what I'm doing, or it's because of something else. Okay, it's not that noticeable, but it's there. And now we can move on to... And that is her neck, her shirt, her like headband, and her jacket she's wearing complete. Let's see, what should I do now? Maybe I'll let you guys decide. Wait, who's watching? And I'll do the face. Just finish this outline over here, the face. And then we can work on her hair. Or we can work on her hair and face at the same time. I guess if we're doing the bangs of her hair, we're technically working on her face as well as the hair at the same time, because her bangs kind of mark out like the top of her face a little bit. Let's go. Why did I switch over to that book there? Just fill in some of those areas with black and just... It's a lot harder to see. This is what I'm talking about, black on dark areas. Makes it extremely difficult to see. You see what you're doing. Actually, no, we will change that. We'll make that black. All the gray in her hair is going to be changed to something that isn't, you know, gray. Let's do this. So we're doing a bit of her hair shading as we're doing this because it's such a small area. Not much of a... Here, the outline is pretty clear to see about where I have to place it. I thought this would take me a lot longer to do, like a lot longer to edit than it did. Like I feel like this doesn't feel like it has taken a few hours. I feel like I've only been working on this for like 30 minutes. But let's do this. That's her eyebrow, I guess. Just working a little bit on her face as we do the hair. Because you can do some pieces of her face, so like some of her like, details of her face. As we do everything. Okay. Let's move on to... Should we do the hair? Should we just continue working on her face? I think we'll try and outline her hair. And by try, I mean there isn't much to try with her hair. Most of it's already been done for us. Like this. Because the majority of her hair is just a large empty space of like gray. When her hair is blue, I'm going to change this gray right there to blue. My hair got stuck on my table. We are going to, I guess we can go over these gray terracotta, or these like brown gray areas here around this part of her. Just very carefully trying to get rid of all these blocks here. And replace them with our black concrete, which is much darker than all of these. And despite it being much darker, a lot of these blocks, like from a distance, look identical. Like it looks like there's no difference in the blocks. I think that is. Oh, my screen kind of froze there for a second. This area over here as well is black. We have to finish outlining this, and now we can just fill it in with black. I can do it this way. I feel like I have more control doing this way than doing it all over the place. I've never filled in anything this way before. But in small areas like that, you want to have a little bit more control. We're gonna come over. I've already done like the black over there, like on top of her. So I need to stop. I'm gonna come back over here because there's a few areas of like that. And now we're gonna come over here to work on this part of her hair. This, I believe, would be the end of the black once we fill this section in. Okay, now we can get this smoothed out with this block. Oh, why is my screen on my computer freezing all of a sudden? Go to just come up here to my little section. Here seems to be a little bit. Let's do this. Okay, and now her hair is almost done. So coming up here to our lightest part of her hair. Okay, nope, that is going to be the blue. Get this filled in with the light gray. believe this is terracotta that I'm currently filling this in with. Light blue terracotta. And you can, and just get rid of all the blocks in here. Replace what needs to be replaced with the block that you're using for the lightest bit of hair. In this case, it's this light blue. Go put those up there. It looks weird without having a little block. This in a bit of a weird order. Start with that one over there. Now coming back over here. Instead of just throwing out one end and moving. Like going from starting on the right one, going to the left, and vice versa. Instead of starting from like the middle, the edge, and then coming back over to the middle. Let's do this. Filling, placing. Why do I keep saying filling in? Those are terms I would use when actually building this, not when I'm editing it. So we are almost done. And now we are going to change all of that to the blue, the dark blue terracotta. And now it looks more like her hair because I did that. Because I decided to make it blue instead of gray. Taking as she does have dark blue hair. Got rid of the outline. We will fix that and go back to doing the face. Here. I thought there'd be a lot more blocks to change with the hair, at least when it comes to the bottom part of her hair. But it seems like it's mostly only like a few blocks that need to be changed. Same goes for her face. I thought there'd be a lot more. I actually thought when I converted this, it would be there'd be a lot more detail going on. I guess I chose a simple image. Because the Levi schematic I did last week, that image had a bit more detail in it. And then Hinata. So maybe, obviously more detailed image means more editing to do. But I didn't think this image would be so simple. Some blocks, kind of like the gray roll here, kind of blends in to this blue, but you can still briefly see that's there. How when it comes to blocks that blend in or look fairly close, you gotta be careful editing it, because those can mess you up later, especially when you're building. But if you miss one block, it's fine, because you know what it's supposed to be. As long as you know what the original block was supposed to be, or not the original, like what it's meant to be after you edit, you don't really need to do much. Is there anything else? I think we got most of it. There's a few blocks at the rim of her hair. Like here. I don't know what you call. I guess that's the rim because it's connecting to the L. And now we only have one thing left to do, and that is her nose, her mouth, basically her face. By one thing I mean only one major thing we have to do. Why did that is not right. That was supposed to be black, not blue. We're gonna come over to the sand and get rid of that one black block there. Here. We will worry about shading later, not layer. I'm shading around the nose. Let's do this. Something like this. It's like her eyelid. Just get this the best my body. And I think we got her eye shape kinda mapped out, so we're gonna do here. I have no idea what this is. There's like two layers to her eyebrow. I guess it's the eyebrow crease. It's like there's that, and then there's her actual eyebrow. Because that's her eyelid. Oh well, we're not gonna worry about that. I'm going to see what. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what to do for her eye because it's like a white blue. So yeah, figure that out. But for right now, we are gonna work on the whites of her eye. Like here. Your face, that looks a bit too square. Maybe I do something like clay. Oh, where's the clay? Right there. Do this. Does that look good? Or is that a bit too... Don't know. I think the clay looks fine, but we're gonna have to use something else for like the inner idea because we can't use white. We could use white. Guess we could use white concrete, same that we used for the white of her jacket. I'm trying to figure out what block looks good for that area. Block. I don't know, I don't really think we might just have to use white. Let's try with the white here. I'm gonna try with this. If I can change it later before I decide on it. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go with that. We're gonna come over to the other eye and work on this and see if that looks good, because it's hard to tell when only one eye is done how good it actually looks. Do this. Do the eye. We're going to just working on the eye here. Yes. I think the majority of this. We're gonna switch over to that. We already got her eyebrow on that done earlier. We'll do that. With our clay, we are gonna do this. I don't know how I feel about this eye. If I like it or not. Her eyes are weird. They're not weird. It's just when it comes to Minecraft blocks, they do look a bit weird. How does that look? They look alright. Oh, hello again, Infinite Burst. Wait, they said it in there, but I don't know if they're still in here. Oh well. I guess we can move on to shading. There's a bit of shading like around her nose. A bit of shading around her mouth, as you just saw me do. And casually make this all birch. Just very carefully as to not erase any. I've already done her ear. this area. There isn't much to do when it comes to shading, because you're basically just chasing that basic outline and filling it in according to what's around it. Sorry if I've gone quiet. I'm trying to. Ooh. I was gonna say, if I went over this, I really do not know what to talk about at this point, because there isn't much left to do. I think so far it looks okay. Bucket two of those in. Yes. Just these blocks all with birch. We are almost done as soon as we fill this season with birch. The last thing that we really have to do is replace everything else with sand. So that'll be the last piece of everything. Yes. How does that look? Is there any more shading? I don't think so. Actually, the light gray above her eyes we're gonna replace with birch. We're gonna do this instead of what it was originally. I think that'll look a little better. Where's the sand? Yeah, all we got left to do is just trying to get rid of all like the bigger areas. Okay, I think that's all we can do with the bucket tool. So now there isn't really much to do, just get rid of all of these and put them with birch. Making sure to get every block. You don't want to miss any blocks. Since this is sand, you might get you might get like sandstone mixed into this, but considering the initial had the original conversion, had this been more sandy, they used not more sandy, what was I saying? Had it been like more similar to what I'm changing it to. There would be like sandstone everywhere that you need to be careful to replace. Like these blocks here, there would be a lot of them. Yes. Careful. Get these all to sand. What is there to talk about? Do I want to put in chat options for next week or no? I don't think I will. Think I'll do suggestions on Thursday streams instead. That way I'm not asking ahead of time. That way I can remember what it is I'm actually gonna be doing. Like instead of doing it on Monday streams, I do once I figure out how a poll on Thursdays. Oh wait, we did not finish the eyes over here. You didn't do the whites of his eyes. There we go. Now the eye is done. Let's do this. It's just filling it in. I think there isn't a lot to change now. So obviously Armin and Luffy are still options for next week, and I just need to figure out a third. I guess like Armin would be another Attack on Titan. Pixel I do. This is Naruto. I could do another Naruto one. Oh, I could do Sasuke. Maybe I'll do Naruto himself. These are ideas that I can do for next week. And now you are completely done, or I'm completely done editing it. And we're gonna save it. And now it's downloaded to your computer and you can build it whenever. I always save it just in case. I don't know, maybe my computer crashes or it corrupts or something happens to Netlify, so I can find it again. But that will be all for today's stream. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. Sorry, a lot shorter than I thought it would to edit. I thought it would take me around the same time it usually does, like Mikasa and Levi, which took 2 hours. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on Wednesday, and peace out.